Hey Pac fans, have you been enjoying the soundtrack of Repac 2? I have been so much that today I wanted to spotlight the music in the first two worlds, with the music theory concepts that stand out for me, and really keep the gameplay engine going. We'll examine the first world's music to determine why that main melody is so catchy, why you keep singing it later in the day. Then in World 2 with Butane Woods, we'll see how you can compose a pleasant song in a natural major key, but with lots of subtle tension that propels the action forward. So let's rev roll right into level 1-1, people. The developers wanted the music in this game to be so catchy that you're still singing it later in the day after playing, to the point of being borderline annoying. So listen to the first level called Bare Basics. Is this annoying to you? There's nothing that even approaches annoying on a first listen, but this melody contour is what you're gonna get for all levels in the first world, and the hub world. NitroRad didn't even notice it was the same song remixed again and again until he did a video review.
Because I downloaded the soundtrack to use in this video, and I listened to them all back to back to back, and I was like, yeah, these are all the same song. I don't know if you would notice it as much just playing the game, but you ever see that thing with Mario 64 where every song in the game is actually the same one, but elaborated out in this Beethoven-esque way?
The music doesn't get tiresome quickly because the instrumentations and rhythms are so thoroughly refreshed in each level's remix. The annoying orange energy that connects these remixes overlaps with the pitch of that classic schoolyard taunt, na 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 na, like in the Bare Basics melody. So here's a pop quiz. Which note in this taunt melody is the note of 1 at home base? Ready? If you picked this one or the others, you're wrong. It is in fact down here. Cause actually you have heard how the song continues. Ring around the rosy, we all fall down. And the first world's music honors this same foundation on the tonic of 1. After you play the game, the song's easy to remember and get stuck in your head because many of the notes move in individual steps, one at a time. A melody can move along in individual steps, or skips over one at a time, or finally leaps over 2 or more at once. But with this first kind of step motion, every note is always followed by a note that's right next to it, adjacent on the scale with no skips. That logical path is easy to absorb in your mind to hum the song later in the day. It leaps back to 5 quietly during the break between phrases. So no sudden jumps yet, we're still walking in steps. Throughout this stepwise path, the chords underneath are the 1 to 4 chords found in natural major. Both chords contain the home bass note of 1. That's how you can get away with a nice pedal point, where you keep playing the 1 with no resistance throughout the chord change. The harmony will now signal that this song's not only natural major, at the same moment it breaks out of stepwise motion to skip down to the Mixolydian 7th. That minor 7th is not found in the all major natural scale. But if you make that 7th minor, now the scale's Mixolydian, so it's a little less tea party and more of a friendly paintball session. And listen to the new chords you get out of this too. That new flat 7 chord is a romp of a good time, like lifting weights to AC/DC music. So when the Mixolydian 7 chord comes in, now it's no longer natural diatonic. Then, once the progression shakes out, you can see how this Mixo 7 chord is kinda used as a predominant function setup for the tentpole chord change, bringing home the bacon with the natural major 5-1 chord, with the major 7th that you would expect in music. The Mixo 7 chord doesn't quite give you the strongest conclusion, so using it without the tentpole 5 chord happens in the song's mid-portion, into the pizzicato bridge. Mixolydian melodies benefit from a new sight of a 1 semitone distance, and a pre-chorus melody has this Mixolydian 6-7 as a pre-chorus for the capstone chord change. Those 1 semitone distances are where the magic can happen, as you're gonna see in Bedouin Woods now, World 2, which is written primarily in that natural major key from a moment ago. So not a single minor note in the bunch. See how this scale has one note that is black? That color indicator is totally meaningless to the music you hear, as Tails learned in the music theory video for Metallic Madness. The color scheme of black and white really just helps a musician find the note quickly on a piano, but otherwise what you're looking at is just the natural major scale, and when it starts on F, as in this case, it requires the specific black key. And the good news is, once you identify the scale's notes and disregard the colors, it's so easy to make the chords in Bedouin Woods. You make the 1 chord by starting on a 1, then just do 2 skips and play all the notes at once. There's your 1 chord. For the 4 chord, just use the exact same cookie cutter shape. And the 5 chord as well. Already this has the foundation of a beginning, middle, and end. Let's show these Bedouin Woods chords in root position here below the tonic. What if you wanted to give this important 5 chord some more character, using the notes that we have available in this natural major scale? Just do another skip, so now you're stacking this chord bigger. This chord's 6 semitone distance is the tension of a tritone, which to our relief resolves when returning to the 1 chord, 7-1, and simultaneously coming down as 4-3. So let's play it all as chords simultaneously. Ready to hear it in the song? Watch how the resolution paths escape that tritone distance of 6 semitones. Let's say that Pac-Man liked this stacked up 5 chords so much that he asks Professor Pac how to use it elsewhere in the song. Professor Pac might give Pac-Man a trading card for the dominant chord quality, which refers to the specific chord shape of a major triad with a minor 7th stacked on top. So if you want to try this on the 4 chord triad, give it the dominant chord quality by adding that chord's minor 7th. That new note is outside the natural major scale, and if you ask Professor Pac if that's allowed, he will say, go for it. It makes for some of the best moments of the song, propelling the action forward with a good kind of kinetic tension. And to bring it all back home, you know Pac-Man's wondering if the one-chord home bass can take on this dominant chord quality, and the bookend between sections gives us that minor seventh, while pounding the 1 throughout. This is more of a blues use of minor intervals, as opposed to borrowing chords or harmony from Mixolydian proper, and that brings us full circle to the Mixolydian preference in the Pac Village theme. So with that, this has been your Pac-Man World 2 music celebration, everyone. Go wild with the natural major and Mixolydian modes. And for that matter, calling all aspiring composers. If you want to give your skill set a kickstart, what you should do is transcribe all the music in the first 2 worlds. Write out the melodies in sheet music. You will witness firsthand the way a rhythm can repeat itself consistently, but labeling the scale degree of each note will demonstrate how the melody contour evolves to advance the song's narrative forward. The repeating timing of melodies you see here are not a bug, but a feature, providing a reliable structure for your ears to grab onto, and thus easily recall later in the day, when you're just having dinner singing. Ba 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 ba. This might seem like just a bunch of random numbers, but if you notate chord tones in blue and non-chord tones in orange, that's when the matrix code will begin to reveal its true form. By observing these melodies in action, the goal is not to adapt them for your own songs, but rather to understand how balance and flow can be achieved, so as to help your own new original composition generate its own center of gravity. There may come a day where I analyze the music for Pinky's Revenge, and the musical trick prank that it plays on the listener. And you guys know that Pac-Man and Pinky's arc is set up like Hey Arnold and Helga. She has a thing for him deep down, beneath her surface-level unpleasantries. Pac-Man is in a committed relationship and has 2 kids, and his sweetheart recently reinvented herself as Pac-Mom, after her final appearance as Miss Pac-Man in Sonic Dash. It's a sensitive family nucleus, so Pinky shouldn't even be going there, which is epic. So smash that like button to contribute to the continued life of Pac Village in our cultural hub. Hitting the like button will increase the chances to eventually analyze the musical ode to Pinky's one-way love triangle. This has been
Pac-Man World 2 Repac.
Thanks for chomping. Think you can beat my best time trial records? See you on the leaderboards.